Okay. So for all the MGTOWs that either follow me or come across my channel, I didn't. I just casually was on Twitter and came across this. Richard Cooper, who is a red man, but not MGTOW. He actually, seemingly speaks against MGTOW. So let's go through this thread because Greg Adams is in the comments. Richard says, I teach men how to date women in a rational manner with boundaries, but MGTOWs will say that's pussy begging and putting women on a pedestal. Yet, I can't think of a more perfect example of pedestalizing a woman than buying and banging anatomically perfect sex dolls. Now, let's go through a few of these sentences actually. When he says date women in a rational manner, what does that mean? I'm not saying it's wrong. I've never heard that term and used in that way before. Dating women in a rational manner. Well, what's the irrational way to date them? Is it to, you know, is it the typical I pay for all the dates or I, you know, I call her all the time. I make sure you like what is irrational dating? I never heard anybody split the two and maybe has a video on it. I don't know, but I've never heard people split it into two different categories like that. Um, then he says, but MGTOWs will say that's pussy begging. Again, another new term for me. Maybe I'm not on YouTube as much as I thought, but pussy begging, I thought was literally just trying, actively, purposely trying to get pussy. Like, is that what irrational dating is? Always asking for pussy or something? If you know this terminology, hit up the comment section so we can all learn something. And then he says, pedestalizing a woman and comparing it to buying a sex doll. Now, when I saw that part, I'm thinking, is that really pedestalize women or just trying to just have your mental uh state being met when you are basically masturbating? Because that's what a sex doll is. You're masturbating with that tool. And I used to make like the joke before, like I guess it's a really bad joke, but it was a joke about sometimes a man just uses his wife to like masturbate or something. Like it's you're using this tool, this sex doll's masturbation. Except it's more pleasing to the eyes than just I guess watching porn. I guess. But moving on. So that's when I see Greg Adams on here, and he says there's always that point where a content creator whose core audience was built by men who are MGTOW starts publicly banging against MGTOW. It's a dumb move, and most of the content creators end up regretting it. And Richard replies, my core audience are men chasing excellence and putting themselves, not women, first. Do you bang dolls? And then Antoine jumps in and says, whatever a man bangs is their own business, Richard. Exactly. It's a very Richard is that was a shaming question. Do you bang dolls? Because if you do, I'm assuming that Richard will go, you're not a man of excellence. So therefore, that's why you bang dolls and blah 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 blah. That's really I've heard a lot of things about Red Man Group, but I don't watch them enough to confirm or say anything about it. But if this is how they carry on, I kind of would have to say, yeah, they're probably just hedging their bets with some of the stuff that they say. These tools are just an extension of the hand, no different than imagining sex with an attractive woman, just more tactile. Also, they're far more economical than dating in the long term. Not all men that consider themselves MGTOW promote sex dolls, but I thought the whole point was to do whatever you want, your own way. I myself cannot seem to go monk, so I still chase and appreciate your thoughts. Exactly. That's actually when I had a couple conversations with King One Eye. We actually said it's a lot of dick policing going on in MGTOW because dudes are trying to tell you what you should and what actually can and cannot do. with your date to be considered, either a part of MGTOW or, a real man and so on and so forth. It's just like, it's too much. People really need to back off of the, you need to have women. You need to do this. You need. Caveat. It is frustrating to realize the rules of the game dictate you as a man must be in the top 20% to have a fulfilling dating life. You either improve or give up. Caveat part two. Divorce laws are legalized financial rate of men and MGTOW seems smart. It makes no sense to try and split the red pill community. Exactly. You do what you do, and this person does what they do. Plain and simple. Yet here we are. Yep, when there's genuine difference in principles, then sometimes splits become necessary. Sure, we can all agree 100%. We cannot all agree 100%, but certain mentalities have convinced some men to differentiate themselves from the MGTOW label. Actually, I when I first heard of MGTOW, it was about 3 years ago. I didn't like it. I didn't fall. I After like 2 or 3 videos, I immediately went, "What the fuck is wrong with these people?" Because I only saw the angry big top, the angry bitter dudes who said, "Man, these fuck these bitches. Man, I'm about to just. They're all women or and because they would use overgeneralizing and just attack. And as I said earlier today in my latest video, is when if you don't look at yourself ever at all, it's hard for anybody to really take your opinion or your statement and actually look into it insightfully. So you know, I didn't even want to even listen to or take MGTOW serious when I first heard it. Most MGTOW folks I know feel that they are in a position where they can't attract women anyway. MGTOW means one thing, but to many it's a form of sour grapes. Can't go your own way if you are sent that way. That's true, but most men, no matter how they fit into your social caste systems, will not just accept that their fate was dictated by others. What does he mean, dictated by others? Society classifies where you sit on the caste. It has rules. You can improve your place, but that requires a variable amount of effort. For some, okay, now I see what he's saying. To put it in my own words, basically, Austicus, Auticus is saying, look, this is what is defined as the go-to or the acceptable term, blah, blah, blah. Now, either you are going to decide to put in numerous amounts of work, and listen, sometimes you don't find out until it's too fucking late. We all say that you were told this at one age by Disney and all these movies, but then when you're 30, 35, you realize that shit don't work. So now you got to change and go, okay, how do I get a woman? And you go, oh, better shape, more money, uh, this person, and just go, and all that. You look at that is 30 years of work. Fuck that shit. Do whatever you do. I see both sides, and I say to each their own. I had plenty of women in my youth. I thought that said mouth. The equivalent to traveling the world, so I can check that off my bucket list. But I take away from all that. Be careful even in dating today's world. It could cost you your money and your freedom. I mean, like some say you can't really be MGTOW or whatever if you haven't had, a certain amount of women, or they say if you are incel, you can't go MGTOW. But I want to actually do a video on that and actually think about it. Is that really possible? Is that really a rule? Because I don't think that has to be a necessary rule. I think I'm gonna say this last one and get off. Or I might look into that one. But a lot of men here saying red pill things, but not behaving in a very red pill way. If you decided to give up on women because you simply cannot deal with them, it's fine. But don't attack others because they choose to still interact with them. That's pathetic. It's a form of jealousy. Whether or not they admit it, they wish they were successful with women. I won't say that that's wrong. I also won't say that that is absolutely, completely right. Because I don't even think that the original post wasn't about telling men that they can't deal with. Hold on, wait, was it? Because he said that's pussy begging. But can they have an opinion though? Again, I've never used the term, so that we're not talking about me. But would those people do those people have a point? Are they correct in saying, listen, if you do this knowing their nature, knowing what's possible, is that a good idea? Now, calling it pussy begging, again, you might genuinely still like doing what you do. So I won't say necessarily it's absolutely one or the other. Because I don't think it's a black and white issue. MGTOW understand the problem with feminine primary culture. I respect that. Is there to their solution? I struggle to respect. What is the solution? The voluntary amputation of smart men from civilization is not a workable solution. Great men built Western civilization. Great men don't let women destroy it. Well, make that isn't that exactly what the solution would be? Because if the only thing that they'll respond to is to literally implode, then sometimes it's necessary. You can't say that that isn't a possible, a necessary solution simply because you see it as a failure or whatever. I don't understand why that is the case. If, like he just said here, great men built Western civilization. If they built it, but yet they're being criminalized, or they're being told that they're not good enough, or they're basically being held out of the fun part, but then, like a lot of dudes say, they'll go get pregnant by the bad boy or bad boys, and then come running back and looking for a dude that's going to actually has his stuff together. I mean, would he really participate in that? If your only resource at that point is to just let it fold, then that's all you have. You can't. A small group of men, like the point I try to drive home sometimes is MGTOW is still not the majority of men. Not, I don't even think it's half of men. So, so if you are such a small person that's, because we don't want to say group, but I mean, with those, the terminology is hard to choose other words. But if you are a part of such a small group, can you really do anything else but watch it fold? I don't think you can. And to say that great men don't let women destroy it, well, what do great men do? Go out and fight the battle against who? Family court? Fight it against who? Other men that are on their side? You're not just fighting, you're not just trying to keep women from destroying it. You're trying to keep the majority of society from destroying it. Because the majority of society will destroy it. No matter how many dudes, if you talk about child support, you'll be surprised how many men will say, "Oh well, so what?" And he knew the laws, or that's he's supposed to be giving her that. You'll be surprised how many dudes will be okay with watching other dudes go through shit like that. So you're not really just fighting women. Oh, I actually want to read this because he came at Richard. Last one. For real, last one. This isn't rational, Richard. Sex dolls aren't women, they're toys. It's just the masturbation tools. But men are attracted to form. To put women on a pedestal, you have to put women on a pedestal, not a toy. Exactly. It's not a woman, just a masturbation tool. Just like most women have a drawer full, damn it, full of dildos and sex toys. And man is doing the same with the whole form. All right. Let me know what y'all think. I will put this in the description. And I'm out here. Be right now positive.